if you're going to change the main character, like make it make sense to me. It didn't bother me. It just didn't. I just thought it was unnecessary. But I'm all for it. I mean, it just didn't seem
Doesn't
like it.
sound like you are.
Well, it, it just didn't
Sounds
seem.
like it
I remember
bothered
thinking.
you.
But I
I remember
guess
thinking, why?
you
Why do we
have to
do that?
wonder, yeah, was it just a sort of marketing thing, like, look what we're doing, or was it like, no, I have this different angle on this story, that changes it in some way because of this difference?
Yeah, I mean,
I see both your perspectives.
yeah,
I think that it's very difficult to remake a movie shot for shot. And why would you, as a filmmaker? He was obviously very connected to this concept
sure,
and wanted to tell that story in a new way. And the
A lot of dialogue.
biggest way that you can do that is a gender swap.
sure.
But there were so many, I mean, so many thematic similarities, so many stylistic
Oh my God.
similarities in both of these films. I mean, the slow-mo. Come on, all over the place. Freeze frames. Like there were several times that we thought the movie was over because it was a freeze frame, and we're like,
It's
"Oh,
only
geez!"
40.
And then
Yeah.
Which
action
is
on for
some of those
How about
I will say that. Some
the,
of those freeze frames were like, wow.
It was bizarre.
they both enjoyed a blatant disregard for bullet shooting in crowds of random people. They did not care who was getting shot during these gunfights. Anybody was fair game. I remember in the beginning of the remake, there was a gunfight right at the beginning in the middle of the town square with all these people, and I was like, God dang, like that just it's terrifying. There's kids and people, and it was wild. And I remember thinking that both of these movies, the bullet budget must have been extraordinary, almost as much as the birds.
Anything that started with a B was
Yeah,
expensive.
bullets,
high up on
birds.
the call sheet. The Dove had like the second on the call
Yeah,
sheet.
they're like, we need 80 million bullets and 70 million doves.
Well,
Yeah.
you had to have that many bullets because they were spontaneously regenerating throughout the entire film for everyone.
Yeah,
Oh
wasn't
yeah.
more people they had way too many more bullets than the
Oh,
clip could hold?
oh,
So
for
many
100%.
bullets, like just like, yeah, regeneration. It was
Just
crazy. And I think they might have broken some kind of record for what I'm going to call jump shooting. I'm going to call when you like jump and fly through the air to
Yes.
shoot. And I'm not sure what that is. Like, do you feel like if you are horizontal, that you have not as much of a plane to hit? So you have to fly.
It
Yeah,
just
really.
looks cool. That's
It
It
does
just looks cool.
up
Because
the
when you
balance.
land, it's gonna hurt a little bit, and you're gonna be
absolutely.
all over the place,
Not
and
if
your
you do
clothes are
that
gonna be
the
like,
sports roll, right? The jujitsu roll where you tuck your shoulder and
yeah,
roll
yeah.
and
Man,
you come back up
if
reloaded. I
if I
mean,
have a loaded gun in my hand, I'm not rolling anywhere. I'm not getting on the ground because you're likely to just shoot yourself.
Yeah.
because you're not Chow Yun Fat. Because Chow Yun Fat is like, what
This
do
is
I see
true.
on this horizon? Oh, fuck, that's like 35 new assassins coming to get me. He's like, hold my beer. Give me 5 guns. I'm jumping. I'm jumping over this sand pile. I'm jumping over this boat. I'm jumping over this fence. I'm jumping over this brush. I'm jumping over this kid.
Oh,
He's the
speaking of
Asian John Wick.
remember, yeah, speaking of boats, remember the boat ride in the original one? They were like pulling out of the harbor and getting it was like a boat chase, right? It was like, oh,
Yeah.
cool, here comes a boat chase. And then the next scene, they're in the middle of the ocean, nowhere
Yeah.
near
Right.
anything. And we're
Right.
like, what happened to the other boat?
How did they navigate
Yeah,
through?
Awesome.
like there's nowhere to hide in the ocean. It's just the boat and you.
Yeah.
So like, how do they
Their
get?
boat budget considerably smaller
Boats. See?
for
Oh,
than
okay.
Birdman, considerably
Boats.
smaller. Because all of the extras were at the waterway where they had the rowing race, the regatta, right?
Oh,
There
yeah.
was like
Oh
The regatta.
yes,
I forgot about the regatta.
maybe
Yes.
conservatively 300 extras in that scene, just rowing their butts off and just standing around. It was crazy.
Yeah.